So this is the new figure I have from EXO-6. I've been using a fixed camera, but for this video I decided I'm going to hold the camera because I really want to move around the figure and I don't really plan on manipulating the figure hardly at all. So there's really no reason for me to use the fixed camera. So this is Commander Kruge from Star Trek III, The Search for Spock, played by Christopher Lloyd. I was like positive Christopher Lloyd had died last year in 2024, but I guess he's still alive. So that's great because I swear I remember him dying. But I'm very happy to have done some research and no, he appears to be still alive. So I would say that for a figure like this, whether it's EXO-6, Hot Toys, these high-end 1/6 scale figures, the most important thing is how much does it look like the character that it's supposed to be showing. And I think a litmus test would be if I took a picture of this or someone was shown a picture of this and wasn't really paying attention, could they think that it was actually a still shot from the movie? Um, and I think this figure succeeds in that. This is a really nice figure. And let me tell you, this was almost $300 for this figure. And EXO-6 was really touting this one. I'm not sure what makes this worth $300. That's a lot. And these figures don't really come with a lot of extra. So let's focus in. So there is the face, and that sculpting is really nice. And I think I only have one other 1/6 scale figure with actual hair, and that is my Wonder Woman from Hot Toys. So this is not something, at least none of the other EXO-6 figures I have feature actual hair. The eyebrows are not. These are hard. And that's probably, if you're looking at this figure in a picture and comparing it to the actual actor and the makeup, that's the one thing that kind of stands out. But there's not really much they could do about that. We got all sorts of different materials here. It's a soft, fuzzy material on the arms, kind of a rubbery plastic material here, a harder plastic. This is a really, really nice figure. Again, is it worth $300? Whew, that's hard to say because most of these figures are running more in the $200 range. So again, I don't know what makes this one so expensive. Star Trek 3 is probably my second favorite Star Trek movie, up there with Undiscovered Country. My first favorite is Wrath of Khan, and I would put this above, in my opinion, any of the three new movies, and even though those have better Rotten Tomato scores. I think for a time there, it was not considered one of the better ones. I always liked it, but I'm not sure how history has treated it, but I really like it. I think I'm not going to get into it, but it is a great movie. He comes with this robe that he's shown wearing in the movie, but I mean, I'm sure I could get it on. It's supposed to go over his shoulder armor or shoulder pads or whatever that is, but you really have to kind of stretch and crank this thing and probably pull the arms back in order to get that on. And geez, it's a $300 figure. I am not going to risk damaging it. One thing to note in here is that the boots, they're not solid in the sense that I can feel that there's something in there, that it is a plastic over top of some kind of something within. And I'm assuming they repurpose these bodies, but because of the nature of the boots, there is zero articulation in the ankles, none. So that's a little bit bothersome. But for these Star Trek figures, I always use the stand and the brace. So in order to hold them up. So we'll take a look at the back. It's a really nice figure. You just have to decide whether it's worth $300. I only collect figures from the original series. This kind of spine type thing, this will pull up, but it is held on. Let me see if I can't really show it, but it is held on by a magnet. So it probably, I guess they were probably having problems with it hanging loose a little bit. This figure took a long time to come out. This was I probably ordered this well over a year ago. I'm not sure, I can't remember. You can kind of see the seam in there with the hair meets the face, but that is a great interpretation. Look at that and imagine the movie. If you can remember what Christopher Lloyd looks like playing Kruge, that is eerily accurate. So we have his gun there. Not a lot of extras. We got some extra hands. You know, he's got the brass knuckles, knuckle dusters, whatever you call them. I assume this, some kind of a pouch that probably slips in here. I wish they had used magnet there. This belt is on kind of tight. I didn't feel like stretching it a bit to get that in there. The box doesn't really come with much instructions, or it doesn't come with any instructions. So I'm not sure if this is. I guess this is probably the communicator he used to talk to the ship. And then he's got a hand for holding the gun. Okay. So we'll put him off to the side a little bit. The box is really nice. It's held on by magnets, so you don't end up damaging the box. This, I would assume, is a picture from the film, particularly based on the eyebrows there and the hair around there. That's not a figure. So, you know, you can compare the two. The articulation it's fine. I don't think these figures, even Hot Toys figures, are really designed. And it says on the box. I'm gonna show the box right now. So I don't know if this is artwork from the film, but that is the figure. That is not. So if this is original artwork from the film, then they have modified it to include the picture of the figure. There is the Enterprise facing off against the Klingon bird of prey. Okay, Commander Kruge. I think Commander Kruge is a great character. And then it says on here, small parts, not recommended for children under 3 years old. Adult collectible, not a toy, recommended for ages 15 and up. So I am well within that age limit. So I'm going to give this one high marks. Yeah, I mean, the only problem I have is that I don't really know why it's a $300 figure and not more than the $200. I don't know what separates this from the other figures. It's certainly not the extras because there aren't many, and this cloak is not worth $100. So, and this is the only one. This isn't like the premium version of the figure. This is the figure. But for me, I would say number one for a 1/6 scale figure is the facial sculpt. I mean, for a high-end 1/6 scale. If you fail on the facial sculpt, you've failed. Then the rest of it is sort of icing on the cake, whether it be articulation. You certainly want the body to be accurate, but it looks very accurate as compared to what you see in the film. So I'm going to give this one high marks. I think it's great, and EXO-6 seems to be, maybe I'm imagining, but maybe they're putting a little more focus on the original series and the original movies. We've got 2 figures coming out from Undiscovered Country. We've got another figure coming out from the motion picture, the first Star Trek film. So maybe they're looking a little more into, because they've been focusing a lot on just everything except the original series. Not that they haven't produced some, but maybe the original series is selling better. It's the only series I care about. Although I watched and mostly enjoyed the new 3 movies, I wouldn't really care about getting figures from any of those actors. So anyway, that's EXO-6's new Commander Kruge from Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, a film I really do enjoy.